Okay, by popular demand, day number 2 at the RTR. Come on. Hey-o, RoamTownGirl. Taking a break and walking over to the RTR for day number 2. Shelby, stop pulling me. Oh, she can't wait to go back to the RTR. She had such a good time yesterday. It's not quite like the old days where we all used to camp together and boondock, and when you would go to see one of the talks, you would keep passing the same people in the different camps, and that was one way we made a lot of new friends. But I gotta tell you, I'm loving being so close. This walking distance thing is awesome. So I wanna remember to tell you all the things I forgot to tell you yesterday. So remember I told you they've got the parking for the big RVs on Plymouth, and there's cars and vans here. There's also a whole parking lot. And so I didn't want you to think those were the only 2 places to park. See? There's the parking lot. That's a lot of white vans. Okay, one of the things I forgot to tell you, I think, was where the RTR is this year. It's at the town park, which is in Quartzsite, and it's kind of like where the area where the dog park is, for those of you familiar with that. But it's really identifiable by these big plain things behind me. So I had a great question yesterday from Slim Shady, who asked me, what does RTR stand for? I'm so sorry, I totally forgot to include that. So I'm gonna give you my brief synopsis as I understand it. And I found a wonderful video with Bob, and I'll put a link to that in the description box below. So check it out, it's worth watching. So Bob has been putting on the RTR for years and years and years. I don't remember how many years it is now. I think it's around 11, 12, 13. But that's not what's important. What's important is, where did the idea come from? So Rubber Tramp Rendezvous is what RTR stands for. And rubber tramps are nomads on wheels. Get it? Rubber. So that could be an RV, that could be a van, that could be a motorcycle, anything with rubber wheels. Versus a leather tramp was somebody who walked in their shoes, because shoes had leather soles. So you had rubber tramps and leather tramps. We're the rubber tramps. Okay, put that over here. And then there were the mountain men. And the mountain men were a very introverted sort by choice, and by virtue of, I guess, their personalities and their vocation, they spent most of their time isolated. However, once a year, there would be a gathering called the Mountain Man Rendezvous, and it gave all these people a small little window to come together in fellowship and to socialize and to just be with like-minded folks, and then scamper back off to their preferred introverted lives. So Bob took those 2 things. He took the rubber tramps, which we pretty much all fall under that umbrella of, and the typically introverted, prefer their own company, you know, those folks that are a little lower on the I really need to be social all the time scale. And he put that together, and there you go, Rubber Tramp Rendezvous, with the same kind of concept. We like to travel, sometimes with other people, sometimes by ourselves, but once a year we can always come back to the RTR, and like I mentioned in yesterday's video, you get to connect with old friends and then make some new ones. So the first stop when you come is you register and you get yourself a button. Okay, this is Angel and Brett, and wait till you see what Brett's got. Ready? Have you guys done volunteering at the RTR before?
No, this is
my
first year.
time.
So your registration is now complete.
The only thing missing is actually you in person. You gotta come. She does. Well, somebody's really excited to be here. So today's noon talk was one of the best ones, and they have it like every year. and it's the gadget presentations where people bring their favorite gadgets and then they get up on stage and they do a little presentation of what it is, how it is, why it is, and you can get some really great ideas of things to get for yourself. Do you guys remember Linda? She's my first official RV friend that I made. My mentor, and she still is doing the different work jobs. In fact, I did a video with her. I'll put a link to it so you can go check it out. Did you bring a gadget for the presentation today?
I meant to, and I forgot. It had to do with opening lids on like jars, and on the juice jugs now and stuff. I have a hard time, you know, and this has 2 sizes, and it works great.
Where'd you get it?
You know, I can't remember.
Well, at least you didn't say Amazon.
Yeah, no, I don't remember where I picked it up. Could have been at a dollar store, I don't know. But it works great. It's a rubber thing, so you can adjust it to different sizes.
My name's Linda.
Hi, Linda.
Hi, Kim.
Have you been to the RTR before?
This is my first year.
So tell me, what do you think?
I am enjoying it. I realize from listening to things, the focus is for people that are living in their vehicle or their van, and watching it from that point of view, I think it's excellent for people that are in that situation. Good information, good place to be in their journey, and yeah, I can see it. I gave up my house and my belongings in 1996, and this is my 4th RV I have. I bought it in 2003. I bought vintage. I recommend vintage. I've had new, old, and converted, and a vintage RV that people have taken good care of is the way to go.
So for this class, it's we need your participation. We need you to line up backstage with your kitchen gadgets and come on up and tell us about, within a few moments, about this object, how it works for you.
Before I let you go, I want to share with you my all-time favorite Bob story. He's told it a lot himself, but in case you don't know the man, and for those who didn't know about this event, I want to share it with you. Okay, so years and years and years and years and years ago, Bob started in a box truck, and the circumstances, or he was divorced, and he didn't have enough money to support a household with his wife and kids, and then a separate residence for himself, and a box truck showed up, and he thought, hey, that would be an economical way to go. So he bought the box truck and cried his first few nights in there, and anyway, over time certainly came to love it, and also figured out all the things about how to cook in there and how to go to the bathroom, and all the wonderful things that they talk about and share and teach you now when you come to the RTR. But he had a seminal moment back there in Alaska. So that's where he was working and living in his box truck. He tended to do a lot of what we call today stealth camping, and so he was sort of in like the business type districts, and for the most part I think it was pretty much him in any given parking lot overnight. Anyway, one morning he woke up, and remember, we're in Alaska, it's friggin' cold, and there's another car in the parking lot, and as he's sort of looking, he can see through the condensation on the windows of the car that there is a woman sitting in that car, as well as he could make out the little heads of a couple children. And it's hard for me to get through this without like getting all choked up, but anyway, it then struck his heart, what circumstances could have possibly led to this woman being in this car with her children in the freezing cold of Alaska in this parking lot in a business type district. And it was through that experience that Bob said he just felt a calling from that point forward, that through the things he had learned on his own, living in that box truck, that he wanted to share what he knew with others so that they could live in their vehicles and live a life of dignity. I think he's doing a pretty good job. I just love that story. It just touches me every time. Okay, so now I told you a little bit about what the RTR is and a little bit about the origins of Bob. If you have any other questions, just put them in the comments below and I'll do my best to answer them. Okay, I gotta get back to the RV and do some editing so I don't get fired. See you next time.